On my last episode of Pet Obsessed, I posted a poll here on YouTube asking which boss you wanted me to hunt, and you all chose Amoxliatl. So, let's get right into it. What is going on, everyone? Little Chichi here. Back in 2020, I started this channel with one ambitious goal in mind: to collect every pet in Oldschool Runescape on my 1 defense, 60 attack tier. For many, pets represent dedication, skill, and for some, just plain luck in boss hunting. I decided to start a new series on my channel where you, the viewer, get to decide which pet I hunt, and together, we'll see if I get that funny feeling. So, without further ado, welcome to my brand new series, Pet Obsessed. Let's get right into it. Amoxliatl is the next boss we'll be hunting. This is the best gear setup we can use for Amoxliatl that'll make this a very easy fight. So looking at the inventory setup, or rather the equipment setup, I have pretty much max range with the twisted bow with a ZCB swap, as well as the goblin paint cannon. This is really good just for a one-click melee thing. This will be useful in the fight. I'll show you guys in a second. So outside of my melee weapons, I have just my divine ranging potion. I have about 4 prayer potions, a brand new surge potion. This will assist with kind of the spec restore at the very end, as well as some Karen ones, some monkfish. I also have a house teleport, a quick tele to the area, which is the pendant of 8s. This is by killing Amoxliatl. You get this as a drop. I have the Book of the Dead as well as runes, all for thralls. So relatively, this is a really easy fight. And going into the collection log, if we look at Amoxliatl, I pretty much have all this stuff. I have 134 KC, decent amount of frozen tears. I have about 3 of these pendants as well as 2 of these glacial tomatoes. But really what we're going for is the pet, and the pet drop rate is 1 out of 3,000. So that is our goal for today's episode. Maybe we'll probably aim towards about 1,000 kills. So if we can get about to 1150, I think we'll be pretty good. Now to get there is really simple. If you have the teleport, you can just rub the necklace and it'll take you over to the Twilight Temple. This will take you relatively close to the entrance of the area. And then take a sip of Divine Ranging Potion. For me, I'm going to start off with the ZCB spec. And get ready to do the thralls once we enter. So we'll have our prayer, we have the spec on. Perfect, summon a thrall, go into a twisted bow, just avoid these little spikes. But it's relatively simple. There's only 2 really big mechanics that I have to avoid. One of it's normal, or rather just 3 total. There's his normal attacks, which if you just pray mage, you're pretty much not taking any damage. You have this, where he summons these little icicles, and this is where the cannon comes in play. Hit the cannon, use the cannon against these little things, and you're good. And that's pretty much it. I also just use the ZCB just to hit the spec off, so I can hit a max of 112 at the beginning. And pretty much the light bearers will help restore some of that special, or my spec. And then do this. And that's pretty much the fight. So let's see how it goes. I'm really excited to finally start grinding this boss out. Hopefully get some KC and some luck and hopefully some money on this. Ooh, I can tell this is gonna be a really fast kill. What is it? 43 seconds, no freaking way. All right, pretty decent, not too bad. 43 seconds, little PB on the Amoxliatl boss. Let's go. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting pretty used to this boss. I think it's pretty, you know, the loot's pretty. What? I thought that was me for a second. Oh, I saw you have a funny feeling, and for a split second, I thought it was me. Wow, you're a heron pet? No way. Shout out to the CC, man. Congrats, freaking heron pet. I thought for a split second, I legitimately thought that was me. Well, no way. 8 mil. Wow, I got mine at 22 mil. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, wrapping up. I think this will be just what, 200 KC, I think. Let's see, 200. Yep, 200 KC. Getting used to the boss, getting used to the rotation, pretty good. A little boring, but you know what? Not too bad. We might shake it up, do some other content, but for now, I'm liking this. All right, so a little bit of a voiceover. I'm actually doing, my buddy Alex Dynaman is actually on his Iron account wanting to get the new I guess the new scrolls or prayer scrolls, I forget what they're called, but it's pretty decent unlock for his account. So for me, I actually found out that I don't really care about any of the major loots, but this is one of the few bosses that you can actually sacrifice your loot. So instead of taking whatever the loot drop is, you can actually sacrifice your loot for a chance at doubling the odds for a pet. So I figured might as well just to help him out. A little bit of change in scenery. The Amoxliatl, not gonna lie, is very boring. So this has been a bit of a change up, at least for me, to help me get like kind of like out of the lull of just kind of, you know, managing that boss. But honestly, nice little change of pace. Getting used to doing this boss, but it's pretty simple. You can kind of switch between magic, range, melee, so honestly not too terrible. The Amoxliatl is just so boring, but for the most part I sacrifice most of the loot in hopes to get kind of the pet. So honestly, I'll do this every so often, or I plan to kind of help out Alex Dynaman until he gets both of the prayer scrolls. But honestly, this is a nice little change of pace just from killing the Amoxliatl. This is way more fun in my opinion than to hunt that boss. So, but I did want to kind of highlight that I am kind of doing other bosses in the background as I'm hunting the Amoxliatl. Alright, we are coming in on 300 kill count. Honestly, a very slow grind, but honestly, it's not too bad. Ooh, 327 kill count. First KC of the grind where I get the glacial tomatoes. Let's go. Not bad. I mean, it's kind of higher.
Wow.
It's like you.
Look, I'm better at
what? Dude. Two glacial tomatoes? Are you serious? Bro, can we, bro, 2 glacial tomatoes? Seriously, in one trip? I haven't seen any of these in like a couple hundred KC, and then I get 2 in the same inventory? This is wild. All right, I think after this hit, hopefully I'm out of food. Let's go. This should be, there we go, 400 KC on the account. All right, this is future little Chichi talking, but essentially, as of recording, they actually just released the last bit of Voldemort Part 3 expansion, which came with the new Delph boss. Now, what's interesting about this is not the fact that there's a new boss that we can now hunt, that there's a chance for a pet, but more importantly, this is pretty much shaking up the prices for all of weapons that are accessible and usable for a lot of players. We saw some increases with some of the items like the Zerai crossbow, but more in reductions to other kind of end game weaponry, such as the Tunic and Shadow. So the Tunic and Shadow is something I've actually never owned myself. I've borrowed it a few times, but I do have the Twisted Bow that's mine. But in seeing the kind of recent decrease in the price of a Tunic and Shadow, for the most part, for those who are not familiar, a Tunic and Shadow is very similar to Twisted Bow, is probably one of the best in slots that a 1 defense pure can use. So in thinking about kind of the recent price decreases, increases, I decided to kind of sell my entire bank. Not joking you, I sold literally just about every single item within my bank, and I'm able to finally afford my last kind of major mega rare, which is the Tunic and Shadow. So all this to say, I actually want you guys to pick between 2 bosses that are predominantly weak to magic, and the 2 that I have a chance of getting a pet are for Huicoatl, if you want me to hunt that, or if you want me to hunt the Whisperer. Those will be the next 2 bosses you'll be able to vote on for the next boss I hunt, and I'll be dropping a mini episode within this series to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. I'm not going to reveal too much, but anyways, let's get back to the episode. No way! Oh, yes! 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 Oh my god, no way! No way! Oh my god, no freaking way. Oh my god. No freaking way. I'm so excited. Literally got the pets. At 100, let's go back to the game. What is it? Funny feeling you're being followed. Where is the KC? 115 kill count for Royal Titans. And literally the entire time, I have literally been sacrificing all the loot. So I don't even have any drops from this boss just because I haven't been looting anything. So literally 115 KC of sacrificing, which, guys, I know, insanely spooned of a drop, which is, I'm just so, oh my gosh. So it's funny because like every single time that you sacrifice, it says you don't feel lucky during your sacrifice. Does it say something different? No, it literally just says you have a funny feeling you're being followed. That's crazy. And then also you can so it turns into Brawn when you pick it up, but you can metamorph it to either Rick or to Brawn, which is pretty, I think Brawn looks a little bit better than, yeah, this one looks, yeah, this one's all right. I wanted to show you guys what picking up Brawn looks like when you pick it up in the inventory. Not too bad, not too bad. Kind of like it. Nice little figurine. I can see it pretty well. I'd say that this is a solid, I'd say either 7 or 8 out of 10. Honestly, I do like it in the inventory. It's pretty clear what you can see. Oh my goodness, which I know, guys, this is not even the freaking boss I was hunting this week. It was supposed to be a Amoxliatl, which, as a quick little KC check right now, we are literally at 431 KC. Yeah, I literally was just helping my buddy Alex Donovan get this on his Iron Man, just getting a few drops, getting the new prayer scrolls in his account. So I was just doing this just for the fun of it. Did not expect to get the pet. So honestly, this gives me a little bit of energy to at least finish out. My goal is to do 1,000 KC or pet between Amoxliatl, so I'm going to continue back doing it. But honestly, what a huge rush. Super excited I finally have this in the account. Again, wasn't really trying for it, was just trying to, go for the prayer scrolls for my buddy. But honestly, the fact that I got this is literally insane. All right, incoming on another milestone. This should be 500 kills. Nothing yet, still going strong. Oh man, I'm losing motivation, boys. But this should be what, 600 kills. Nothing yet. Oh, this is getting tiring. This feels like a super fast kill. If I don't noodle on this 20. Oh, let's go! 37 seconds. Let's go, PB. All right, one more hit, and that should be, I think, 700 KC. Let's see. There we go, 700 KC. I missed a little bit of the recording from 800. I'm not sure what happened there, but coming in on 900 kill count. Let's go. Oh my god, we are approaching the last couple. I mean, we're almost there. We're at 1,000. This should be 1,000 kill count over on Amoxliatl, about 150 KC more, and we're done with this. That's it. All right, 1,149 KC. I got pretty much one more, and we're gonna wrap up this grind. I'm happy that I at least got 1,000 kills in. I at least gave it the good old college try, just trying to make sure that I got, the necessary KC. Let's see, we're gonna get the pets. Let's see, final, there we go. This wraps it up. What? I've never received this before. A scroll box? What? Well, this also shows how much Slayer and or I don't do clues, so this is kind of interesting. I guess we had a scroll box elite. Don't know how rare that is, but honestly, we've completed it. 1,150 KC. Really quick, let's look at the collection log. 1,150 KC. I've gotten 16 total glacial tomatoes. I know that I can actually sell these pendant of 8s as well, or at least convert them over to tiers. We can sell the tiers over in the GE, but honestly, 1,150 KC. We've successfully done 1,000 kill counts. So let's go over to the GE, sell what we got, and see what that overall loot looks like. But honestly, not too bad of a grind. All right, and looking at the overall loot for 1,000 Amoxliatl, honestly, between Again, I can't. This grind has been such a pain in my side. 1,000 kills. It's nothing super complex. It's nothing really challenging. It's just an annoying fight. Not super profitable. With the introduction of the Huasca seeds, I'm able to profit something. But honestly, to be honest with you, this has been quite the forgettable grind. I don't really care to do this again in the future. I might go for some in the maybe later down the line, but this is such a pain of a grind. But let's take an overall price check. Let's look at the rune armor. Not too bad. Looking at the runes, pretty decent. I use most of these blood runes for most. Actually, 10 mil just in that is pretty astounding. That's kind of insane. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, let's go over here. All of these. All the tiers, water orbs, air orbs, glacials. 17 mil, not too bad. And then this is the recent introduction with the Huasca seed. 23 of them, profiting almost 20 mil on this grind. We're expecting to get about 20 mil. Now again, I did pour a good amount of money into prayer potions, so not like super ideal, but again, a good amount of stuff I have. I'm pretty sure there's probably 1 or 2 drops I kind of forgot in here, so definitely we'll make up the 20 mil drop. But honestly, 20 mil, not too bad. We'll take it. Don't have the pet, unfortunately, but hey, it's all good. That's kind of the nature of the game. And really quick before we end today's episode, I'm really happy that, you know, one, we at least got a pet. We didn't get the Amoxliatl pet, but we did end off getting the Brawn pet or the Royal Titans pet. So I'm really excited. We at least got to end the video off with something. You know, adding one more pet is 16 pets in my entire collection, which I'm really happy about. And honestly, just a little shout out to you guys. I really appreciate the love recently on the channel. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Feel free to like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you keep up to the latest progress and updates on this account. Feel free to vote on the next poll for the next boss you want me to hunt. And of course, I'll catch you guys on the next one.